We have the winner for the Fate of Cthulhu book from Evil Hat. Can I get a drum roll, please?
There we go.
And the winner is Richard Lawrence. Congratulations, you have won a copy of Fate of Cthulhu, and you also get a new corruption stunt. So let us know what has mutated and how it helps you in the fight against one of the Dark Lords. So we will contact you through your email address and get that book sent out to you. We also have a couple of weeks yet on the Decuma giveaway if you want to enter to win a Decuma deck. That's what I should say every week for my warm-up.
Decuma deck, Decuma deck, Decuma deck.
Decuma deck.
That's good.
Yeah. Also, if you are interested in coming to the live show on April 12th at 2 p.m., make sure to RSVP. The RSVP for that is thecritshowpodcast.com/birthday. As of right now, we have 8 seats left, but we do have the option to upgrade to a larger space. So get those RSVPs in if you think you're going to make it so that we can upgrade that space if need be. And then also, just in the sense of RSVPs, Gen Con's a while away, but it's also going to be here like tomorrow. So we're going to start doing the RSVPs for the IPT meetup at Gen Con. Just like last year, it's going to be Saturday, August the 1st at 7:30 p.m. This will be at the IRT Theater. So RSVP for that. That'll be at thecritshowpodcast.com/GenCon2020. Let us know if you're coming, how many people are coming with you. That way we can also know, again, if we need to get a slightly larger space than we were in last year. Just like last year, we'll have some snacks. It's already been requested by a number of people that we bring werewolf serum. This will be about a half hour after the live show, so you can just head on over from the live show that we're doing at Gen Con. So, well, I guess I shouldn't say that yet. We haven't gotten, nothing from Gen Con is confirmed. But the time that we requested, it's going to all go sideways real fast. But regardless, party at the IRT.
Yeah.
So again, that is thecritshowpodcast.com/GenCon2020. And I think with visions of Gen Con dancing in our head, it's time to let the recap roll.
Ooh. I see you.
You know, I wondered if your abilities might reveal my true nature to you. I'll give your friend his body back, and I'll go back home if you clean up my home.
What do you mean by that?
Go kill that stupid soul bat.
I want some information before we leave.
Very well. It's not just one thing that Nash is taking. He's taking something different from every world that he's gone to, because he's trying to change the scales of the universe and create the chosen for those of us that aren't human. You all get hit with that familiar wave of vertigo again.
This version of Tass has become the wronged.
I am the Spellslinger.
And I am now the Monstrous.
If we want to lock down this portal, do we board up the windows and stuff? Like, just make this as nailed shut as we can?
Does Magic TJ have like a way to lock this down? We want to bar vampires. I trust you can undo it, because otherwise I can't get back to the portal either.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I guess vampires out.
I got a 6.
So TJ, as you lose control of this magic, there's a bright flare in the room, and Jake is violently thrown through the brick wall behind him with a crash, and you see him slam through the wall of the neighboring building. Then you hear impact after impact after impact as Jake's body is hurled into the night. Jake, there is this flash of light, and you are propelled backwards through the wall of this building. You feel the brick give way as it hits your back, and then you feel another impact, and another, and another, and another, as you crash through this row of old apartment buildings. And it's not like there was an explosion and you were forced backwards. You were being pushed away by something, and it does not stop for about half a block until suddenly the force is gone and you fall to the ground in the street. You take 3 points of damage, armor defeating.
Well, fortunately for me, I'm feeling a little bit immortal, which just means that every time I suffer harm, I suffer 1 harm less. So
Okay.
I only get 2 of those.
Oh, good.
TJ and Tass, you have just seen Jake be bodily hurled out of the building, through the next building, and out of your sight.
Son of a bitch!
I lost control. Like, I felt the power go through me and into the ring and then out into the portal, but then, like, it was, like, too much, and I couldn't just concentrate it all right there, and it just went...
Okay. main question, did it technically work?
Yeah, TJ, you consult with yourself. You get a sense that, yes, this is working. It is just affecting a much larger area than you had anticipated.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger, that's all.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, no, hey, ultimately, good job. Just if a vampire's walking down the street and just clangs against a magic wall, they're going to know something's here. So we need to, I don't know what. We need to go. We got to go. So yeah, I'm just going to turn heel towards the hole that Jake made and start jumping from hole to hole and see how far this goes and hope I don't find a body.
And what are you doing, TJ?
I'm probably kicking myself, but like my other self is probably kicking me too at the same time. So I'm like going down the stairs and the walk of shame down the stairs. Just son of a bitch. God, idiot.
So you're like
moron.
going out the front of the building to the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay. Jake, as you start to shake these cobwebs out of your head and sit up, Tass leaps out of a hole in the building that you most recently came through, and TJ comes running around the corner on the sidewalk.
Are you okay?
I mean, I'm not ideal. That certainly hurt.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am super duper duper sorry. Let me see if I can make this right. And I want to try and see if I can heal him with magic.
Yeah, you put the reagents in your ring again, and you hold your hand out, and that magic flares, and Jake, you don't feel anything happen. It seems like this healing magic does not work on the undead.
Well, that didn't pan out.
That's weird. And I kind of like shake my hand and like,
No,
you know.
I don't think it's
pointed-
you. I think it's me. I think your stuff won't work on me because I'm a vampire.
Oh, kind of like Final Fantasy.
Exactly like Final Fantasy.
Oh, right.
I don't love that. Wow, yeah, this is problematic. What do we do? How do you heal a vampire then?
I mean, I think I can like drain life and take it. But I don't know to who.
Not it.
Yeah, certainly your guy wouldn't allow it.
No, right.
Do I know if there's like, this being a vampire town, are there just people to feed off of?
There absolutely are. This is a vampire town, and they gotta eat. There are places that you would know you could go when you need to eat.
There are places around here. I mean, vampires basically got like restaurants and grocery stores. Like, there are people to feed off of, which is fucking grisly. But they're not going to die because they're there to produce food. And I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, this gets into the whole doing something bad for the sake of good. But I mean, if you're certain you could do this without killing somebody, if that's what you have to do.
I'm kind of hoping I'm gonna lay this out for you guys. Here's my vision for this is that, you know, Nash told us he's trying to make the Monstrous chosen, right? So that the monsters have someone to stand up for them. And in our world, the monsters are always living in the shadows. And, you know, they've been beaten back, and so they feel like they need an underdog. And here, the monsters are on at least equal footing, right? Like, the world has turned to shit from our perspective, and things are bad. And some monsters are just mindless monsters, and some of them are vampires, you know, like they think. I wonder if we don't set things right here, if we can't negotiate a working order before we go. You know what I mean? Like, the vampires are having a meeting right now to figure out who gets to run what or whatever, and like they're doing it at the expense of humans. But like, humans produce blood. It's just a thing we do. That could just be like a 9 to 5 for someone, like go to the blood bank and donate food. Like, I feel like they don't have to be at odds. They just are, because that's how it's always been.
How? Like you said, that's the way it's always been, and that's what people do, man. They dig their heels in. If you tell one side that they can't have a thing that they're clearly able to take as easily as they want, and tell another side that they should just give it up because that's the nice thing to do, you're going to get heads shaking on both sides.
I don't know, other than a rousing, impassioned speech. Like, I don't have another method, but I think that maybe if we stop the soul bat, you know, one, we're pretty cool, so hopefully people would listen to us because we just did a cool thing.
Yeah, I like that. There's something to that, some leverage point with being able to accomplish this, but I think we have to do that first.
Yeah, I'm just kind of getting around to the point that, like, I hope that this doesn't remain an inherently evil act. You know, like, you're talking about doing something bad right now for the greater good. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, but it is right now, and I hope we can fix that.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I get it. like looking through this version of myself's eyes, like it's not a secret. He was trying to kill you. You're a vampire. He's trying to kill you. Like if we could find a way to put everybody on even footing so that there isn't a threat, so that it isn't this tense situation, that's the goal. That's awesome. We have vampire friends. We know it's possible, but this is some grand scale shit going on over here.
Yeah. Well, let's call that the long game. I'm going to start writing up my report.
Yeah.
I'm going to start preparing my thesis. And in the meantime, I gotta go take some life from somebody.
Yeah, okay. We'll stay here, I guess. We'll stay at the house and, I don't know, maybe get a little start on some investigation, see what we can figure out.
And I'll just get as close as I can and yell when I get back.
That's a point. Do we have like cell phones and stuff?
Who thinks they would have a cell phone knowing who you are in the world that you live in now?
I think TJ has abandoned technology altogether. Not me, TJ, but the other TJ, Terrence.
Yeah, I agree. Terrence definitely does not have any technology.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't. I think the only other person that I would try to get a hold of would be TJ, and I know he doesn't have that, so I probably had to contact him in other ways entirely anyway. Okay. Jake, I guess we'll just stay here. We'll just stay in one of the abandoned buildings that's close that you can still get into. And if, somebody comes sniffing around, we'll try to sneak out and get into this bubble.
Okay.
Just be careful, Jake.
I will do my best. So where is the closest or easiest place that I can go to feed?
It would be the hotel that you were staying at. You're in Chicago for this conference, and there's clearly a place there where all of these vampires are gathering to eat, and it's maybe 5 minutes away.
They're bringing catering for these. That's nice.
Yeah. How are you going to get there?
I'm gonna fly, y'all.
That's so good.
Yeah, so the two of you see Jake lift off into the night.
Oh, that's cool.
He's so sexy right now.
I'm trying really hard not to fly with my fists out like Superman.
Are you flying like Magneto, just like hands at your side, just dead-eyed?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll give me away if I fly like Superman. I think they'll be like, you're not you. So it's just kind of arms at the sides. Kind of like Iron Man, really.
So what are the two of you going to do while Jake is gone?
I don't know. In my head, I don't think there's a lot we can do without Jake. I think the mission is make sure that he's healthy before we take off and do what we got to do.
Well, I do notice that there are these Jake-shaped holes in the walls that could probably be either fixed or illusioned away somehow, maybe.
Oh, those holes that lead directly back to the portal.
Yeah.
that you're trying to hide.
Right.
Well, we know at least a vampire can't get to it, but
Yeah.
You actually see a cat like jumping through the holes towards the portal.
Oh, no.
Is there any way for me to...
I just pictured a cat jumping into the portal and its lifeless cat body flopping down in front of the portal and just going, who is it on the other side?
And we just smash cut.
Me licking my leg.
Didn't know you were so flexible, did you?
You just rubbing up against Rev's leg and purring in Jake's tone.
Let's hear this purr. Oh, that's
Nice.
good.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
yeah. Now,
All right,
let's
all
hear
right.
you hacking up a hairball.
Spot on. No, that's a real good point.
Is there any way for me to do this? To illusion these holes away to where this place looks intact?
There's not really an option in use magic that would cover that. I think that this would be big magic, but it won't be big magic like when you tried to resurrect Tass. Like it won't be finding other spells, and it might be as simple as what you did at the monument, how Rev went and did some carvings and some chalk drawings. So I think that if you want to try to do this, what you'd have to do is go to each corner of the block that you're trying to, because you're not even trying to conceal it, you're trying to make it look whole again. You have to go to each corner of this block and do a little etching, a little drawing, and hide it somewhere. And then once all four were there in place, the spell effect would trigger.
Okay, then I want to do that.
So I think that while you do this is going to be an act under pressure. This is a dangerous area, and I think that Tass, you can assist with this by being his lookout.
Okay.
If he needs it. Like, I don't think you both have to roll act under pressure.
That's a 7.
So with a mixed success, you'll be able to go around to all 4 corners of this block, get the runes or the inscriptions laid out so that you can hide this block, so you can hide the damage done to the buildings. But it's going to draw some unwanted attention, not to the block, but somewhere nearby. Like the presence of things that might be on the lookout for you will be closer. Or you're going to have to find something to be the power source. Like it's not going to be strong enough to keep running once you leave. So you're going to have to find something or give something up to keep it powered the whole time you're gone. Or you're going to have to return here regularly to recast it.
I'm gonna have to go with the power, the battery or whatever it is that I need to create or get to keep this going. Because if we have to leave Chicago and it's just this back and forth thing, that's going to be a pain in the butt. And then I don't want people to hurt us. So it's going to have to be the power.
Okay, so in the way of a power source, if you have like a magical item, that would count as a magical power source. If you've got some kind of a magical armor, just something that has magic in it consistently, you could use that as a source for the power.
I do have a ritual dagger that I could possibly enchant.
Oh yeah, use magic to give it the magic tag.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would work.
Yeah, I think I will do that then. I'll take out my ritual dagger and I will, let's see, to enhance this, I have little bits of metal shards.
All right, we'll use magic.
That would be snake eyes. And so with my weird, that's a 5.
So you get to the center of the building and start to do the incantation to make your ritual dagger magic. And you just slag it. Like you pour energy into it and it just turns into a puddle. And Tass, you see this, that he starts to cast this spell and he holds his hand out and these little shards of magic metal fly at his sacrificial dagger and the whole thing just turns into a pool of melted metal that solidifies into a disc.
Oh, cool. All right. I wasn't expecting that. That's all right. A cool sacrifice on the dagger.
Yeah, it's real cool.
TJ, I'm going to stop you.
Yeah.
You're doing that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Where every word that you say sounds like you're lying to me and you're only even mumbling. It wasn't supposed to fucking melt, was it?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, good. So, outright just didn't work.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm going to look over at Tass and hold out my hand and say, "Can I borrow your gun?"
Are you just trying this again?
Yes, I think I can.
I've got the shotty and I've got the revolver.
I think a revolver will be fine for this.
Okay. Either way, this has to stay here, doesn't it?
Yeah.
God damn it. All right. And I'll hand him the revolver.
Tass, roll against the grain.
Oh, no.
You're giving up a hunter's weapons.
Yes, I sure am. That's an 8.
All right, so you're able to give him the gun, but you will have a -1 forward.
Okay. I feel like this almost hurts. Like there's some kind of a pull or something to stop me.
There's a whole lot of memories attached to each of these weapons.
Yeah. All right, that was rough. He did not want me to give that over.
All right, TJ, roll use magic.
And I pull out the little metal shards again, put it in my focus, and do a lot better. That's a 9.
All right, so what is your glitch?
I will take 1 harm, armor defeating.
TJ, roll against the grain.
Jeez. 2?
And I think that you can mark experience for that. You're learning something new. You're learning the boundaries of this other you.
Oh, that's nice at least.
All right, choose a different option. And I'm going to mark 1 dissonance point.
I think it's going to have a problematic side effect.
Okay, so the problematic side effect with this gun being the magical power source for this illusion is that instead of your fire-based magic, you put into it your necrotic magic. And so this gun will power the spell, and it doesn't have to stay here at the location, but it now has this dark, pulsing aura to it. And as this aura fades, you have to use the gun to kill something to keep the gun's magic charged. And if the gun runs out of charge, out of magic, the spell here will end.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so as I'm holding the gun, I think I'm a little shaken by this. I'm gonna give it back to Tass. We can take this with us, but you're going to have to probably kill a few things with it.
I mean, that's the plan.
But you're going to have to do it every once in a while. In other words, the gun requires a sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
So Tass, that gun now has +1 damage, and it has the magic tag. And you can see the aura on this gun. And I think just mechanically, about every 6 to 10 hours, you think you're going to have to kill something with this gun to keep it charged, to keep the spell going.
Oh, boy. I mean, I hope that at least will appease other me.
All right, so you've got all the pieces in place. You look to the side, and the wall seems to be perfectly fine and intact.
Well, at least it's working, so that's good. All right.
I want to go over and put my hand where the hole was.
Your hand goes through.
That is so cool.
Hey, these could be like secret exits for us if we need to get out of here.
Or get back in.
Or get back in, yeah.
Jake, so you have flown back to the hotel. It was only a couple minutes to get there. As you are approaching, you start to see others. You see others flying. You see vehicles moving around. Like where you were at before, it was pretty quiet. But after 7, 8 blocks, you start to see signs of people moving around. And there are like spotlights outside of this hotel. There are people arriving in really luxurious cars. There are workers at the hotel coming out and bringing in luggage. Like it is kind of a fancy event going on. How are you landing? Like what's your entrance here?
I mean, I can't help but picture the 3-point superhero landing.
Yeah.
Just land on the sidewalk outside with like no pageantry, just kind of not even stop moving, just kind of Mary Poppins. Land on my feet and start walking inside.
Yeah, so you land and you start to head inside. There are bellhops there. They ask if you need anything as you go through the front doors.
No, I'll just kind of wave them off and point that I know where I'm going.
Okay.
I know the direction.
Yeah, you head further into the hotel, and there is a right turn that opens up into a very nice lobby. And at the far end of that is a bar. You see that there are some people all dressed in identical outfits. They're going from table to table. They're talking to the patrons who are sitting at the bar. And at one point, you see one of them nod and roll up their sleeve and hold their arm out. And you see one of the people at the table lean in and bite and take a moment and lean back and nod in agreement. Then the server holds out both arms, and the pair at the table pull the server's wrist to their mouths and begin to drink.
Ugh.
God, that's morbid.
I'll go up to the bartender, or whatever seems like self-serve, and go get a drink.
Yeah, so you pull a seat up at the bar, and this older woman comes up. Is there anything that you're looking for in particular today?
No, anybody will do. Can I just also get a Coke, please?
Oh, sure, of course. And she puts out her left hand and starts filling a Coke, and she puts out her right hand to you.
I'm gonna drink this woman's blood.
If there was something that was the opposite of go against the grain, like that's what you feel right now. Like you feel that heat in the back of your throat, in the back of your brain kind of building up, but you're able to keep it in check.
Good.
And then she hands you a Coke.
I'm gonna also drink that.
Okay.
In a way that doesn't seem like I'm trying to wash the taste of blood out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm doing.
And she pulls out a handkerchief, holds it over the wound for a moment, and goes over to where the cash register would normally be. And you can see that she takes something out and puts it on top of the wound and then takes a pill.
Do I know what that is? Like what the pill is?
Yeah, you would know that this is a relatively new pill. It's an iron pill that also has some other things in it that those who are used to be fed on take to make sure that they are creating blood faster. There is a little magic in this medicine that helps them rejuvenate more quickly so they can, instead of just feeding one person then having to go and lay down for a couple of hours, that they can keep working.
Are they easily available? Could I get them?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm going to get some before I go back.
Yeah, that is no problem. You go up to the front desk and you can just ask for them, and they have them on stock in case you have brought your own companion.
Cool.
Yeah, they give you a little bottle that's got 5 in it.
Okay, that should be plenty. I'm just thinking that in case like something breaks bad and I've got to feed on somebody else who's not like a willing person, that I can give them a pill to make them rejuvenate their blood faster.
Yeah.
That's why you were looking at me, right? Because it sounded very suspect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shit happens. You never know.
What is this medicine called?
It's called hematone.
It is. Is there anything else that you want to do while you're here?
I am going to run up to the room.
you head over to the elevator. You've got the room key in your pocket, and you go up to the 19th floor to 1907.
All right, I'm going to head in, make sure that everything looks the way it did when I was yanked unceremoniously through space-time.
Yeah, everything seems to be just like you left it.
Cool. Well, then I'm going to grab my huge sword that I didn't have on me when I was summoned. It's just one of the weapon choices, one of the gear choices for Monstrous is a huge sword.
Superb.
So I think that's the weapon that I carry.
What kind of sword is it?
It's kind of like a claymore. It's kind of like a Scottish claymore, like a big two-hander or a hand and a half. And it is actually a weapon that I got off of one of my friends who did not survive the end of the world. So, you know, checking in on somebody after all the soul bat stuff, they were dead, and I took the sword because they didn't need it anymore. So yeah, I'll grab that and strap it onto my back, and then I don't think I need to like leave a note for the other team or anything. Do I think that they know that I'm gone?
I don't think you do. You've only been gone 10, 15 minutes. You were in your room alone when you were summoned. So there's no reason to think that they have any indication you're gone.
What is the timeline of this event that I'm here for? Like, is there anything that's going to happen tonight? When's the next thing I would be missed for?
There are a couple things that will happen throughout the night, but I think the first thing that you would be missed for, like if you just didn't show up, that you would start getting like text messages or calls about, hey, where are you, would be tomorrow at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Right now it's like 9 o'clock at night. But tomorrow at 1 is when the first real meeting happens. And if you weren't there, your district would be missing a vote. And so that would definitely be noticed.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm going to take back off here and hope that I'll be back in time tomorrow, or that I can be back in time to like represent the district and not draw attention. And if I can't be, then I'll come up with a lie then for Ori and Rachel.
So you turn and head back out into the hallway. And as you close your door the second time, the door next to your room opens and Ori pokes his head out. He's wearing beat up jeans and a buttoned shirt that hangs open. And most of the skin you can see from the neck down is covered in tattoos. Hey man, what's going on?
I'm just stepping out. You need anything?
No, I don't think so. Do you still want to get dinner?
Oh, man, I forgot I just had something. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Hey, what you got the sword for?
We are just in a whole territory full of vampires that might want us dead for one reason or another, so figured I should go out strapped in case shit goes down.
Oh, yeah, you gonna go try to pick a fight or something?
I'm not going to go try to pick a fight, but I want to go prepared for a fight. Speak softly and carry a big stick, all that.
Yeah, all right, just a second. And he disappears inside of his door for a second, and he comes back, and he's got, hanging off of his belt, 2 really ugly-looking set of brass knuckles with spikes on them. We're gonna go do a thing?
God damn it.
One last hurrah with Ori.
Do I know if Ori's motivations here are the same as they were in our world? Is he still on Vamp Squad because they've got his sister? Has he been blackmailed into this here also?
No, he is not. When you were changed and joined kind of their group with Rachel leading, he gave into it, and because he had someone to talk to, someone who was new, someone who didn't understand it, and his sister was released.
I'm trying to figure out like what he would and would not be cool with. Where does he stand on the issues? Where does he What are his thoughts on, like, the soul bat having taken over and the condition of the world now?
It seems like Ori here is very similar to the Ori you know. He's kind of along for the ride. This is the flow the world is going, and he's got a buddy with him, and he's got somebody who's giving him orders, and so this is the direction he's going. His sister is free. She lives her own life. Obviously he thinks that the soul bat is a bad thing.
So do I think that if I brought him along, there's even the possibility of selling him on, like, being on our side in this endeavor? If I'm like his buddy and I'm the reason he's cool with this, would he trust his buddy?
I think you see in your mind's eye lots of conversations, a lot of interactions that you two have gone to bat for each other in fights, gotten into things that you didn't have to because of the other one. The hardest part would be the interaction between him and Tass, most likely. Both ways, there would be some issue even on site with one another.
I appreciate your support and I love your moxie, but if it's all right with you, I think I kind of want to go out and just by myself, clear my head, check out some places that I used to know around here. And is that okay? Are you all right with that?
Yeah, I guess you're going to go out by yourself, but armed.
Well, yeah. I don't expect anything bad to happen, but just in case it does, I want to be ready.
All right. Roll manipulate someone.
9.
I mean, yeah, that's fine, I guess. Go out by yourself, but don't take something so obvious. You're like intentionally wearing gang member color in a rival gang's territory that way.
It's the only thing I got, though.
You want something else? You want to take these?
No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll unstrap the sword and open the hotel room door and set it back, kind of lean it in the corner like an umbrella.
Oh, okay. Well, let me know when you get back.
Okay.
Kind of slumps a little bit, unchains his brass knuckles and sets them in the like a little key tray in the door and closes the door.
All right. I'll head out and head back to where I left Tass and Terrence.
So Tass and TJ, once you have gotten this illusion set up, what are you doing now?
I think I would just be posted up in the building that is, the furthest one out, like by where Jake got launched through the wall, knowing that he left from here. This is hopefully where he's coming back to. This is a place still within that barrier that I can see out. So I'll just chill there and wait.
I will go to the roof, and I will also post up and see if I can see Jake flying through the night sky.
After about 30 minutes, you see Jake land back down where he had taken off from.
Yeah, we'll go down and meet him.
How'd it go?
Well, feeding is gross, and I hate it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I talked to Ori for a second.
Whoa.
Because I went up to the room to get my big sword. He made me leave it there, though. I still don't have a sword.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you need it?
I mean, I don't need it, but like if I wanted to kill another vampire, I'd need it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
So I basically have until like 1 p.m. tomorrow before anybody should really question my absence. He did ask me to like let him know when I got back, but I didn't say when I'd be back, so.
Okay, I guess let's get a move on then.
Are we just driving back to Indianapolis?
Anybody else have any other ideas? I mean, the only other person we know up here is Strom, if she even exists in this world or has, I don't know, anything. If she survived.
I mean, it's vampire territory. I don't know if they'd let a mummy hang around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. She was kind of in between all things on our side, too. If she is, like, legit an information and object broker, then there's a chance. Does that register with anybody?
The name Strom does not ring familiar in anyone's head, like in someone that you have encountered in this world.
I've got nothing. Like, I don't know of her, but that's the only reason I could think of to stay is if we're going to try to look for somebody that we do know and might be able to help.
TJ, can you do teleport magic? Is that a thing?
I'm sure given enough time, I probably could.
Keeper Rev, can we teleport?
Just with use magic?
Or like a big magic or something?
It would probably have to be a big magic.
Yeah. Do you think it's something you could put together? Depending on how long it would take to put that magic together, it might still be a net gain on time.
Right. Did you have anywhere in particular?
Halifax? The Halifax, not Halifax, like Nova Scotia.
Oh, okay. I was very confused there for a second.
He'd half woven that spell already.
I'm sure I could. I'm going to ask Terrence if that's possible.
I think that when you start to think about this, you're back in that room, and the other version of you is giving you a very skeptical look. Why would you teleport into the Halifax?
That's a solid question. Maybe because it's the scene of the original crime, I guess? Even though the source of the soul bat has been moved, I mean, maybe we can get some kind of trace as to where it's been moved from there.
But you don't know what it's like there. You're just going to appear blindly in a very dangerous place.
Well, do you know what it's like there?
No, I mean, it's, I assume, ever-changing. The soul bat is a living thing.
Well, you've been back there, so, I mean, it's not that bad of a place, right? If you can get out of there, right?
I was there under a whole lot of different magical effects to hide my presence.
Okay, well then, is there any way that I should be able to do that with both of these guys with me?
For all of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible. It would take a very long time to build. It would be much heavier magic than I did on myself.
How long are we talking, do you think?
I don't know. We'd have to research first.
Okay, where's your spellbooks at then?
I mean, back home.
In Ireland? Okay. All right, well then I'm going to get out of the headspace and I'll let the guys know that if we do this, it's going to take a while. And it looks like we'd have to go all the way back to Ireland just to research teleporting all three of us in there in a stealthy manner and protect it against all sorts of stuff.
So back up. So to make this 3-hour drive more expedited, first we fly to Ireland, do a bunch of research on how to make that possible, and then do it.
Yeah.
How about the teleporting anywhere part? Is that possible and quick? Could we teleport anywhere in Indianapolis
Quick, no. Only one playbook has that move, so I imagine it's got to be big magic.
Well, then let's get in the car.
I assume that I know where the van is.
Dude, where's my car? This is the next adventure. Yeah, you know exactly where your car is.
Yeah, I'll lead them over, and it is just a plain van. It's just kind of set up with the back seat. What would be the backmost seat is, the gun cases and stuff, and just otherwise nondescript.
So the three of you get into Tass's plain van and start heading back to Indianapolis. Tass, roll act under pressure to drive through this relatively unpopulated city and draw no attention.
Oh, goody. 6. Pardon me, 6?
Can I help?
How?
By guiding him with my knowledge of Chicago and vampire territories onto streets that seem like they'd be less likely to be traveled, that, there's this big thing going on, so these would be the routes that people are more likely to take, so avoid them.
Yeah, roll it.
Uh-oh.
4.
So as you're cutting down these back roads in Chicago, trying to make your way to the Indiana borders, you can start to head towards Indianapolis. You take a turn down an alley, and as you do, something slams into the ground a dozen feet in front of you, hard enough to shatter the pavement and rock the van. And in the glow from the headlights, you can make out a form in the settling dust and debris. It rises and strides forward, and there, illuminated in the alley, is Ori, wearing the spiked brass knuckles, his eyes glowing red, teeth bared, and he shouts, "You let my friend go right fucking now."
The Crit Show is a Critshow Studios production, edited and produced by Brandon Wentz with music by Jake Purley. You can find more information about us at thecritshowpodcast.com. To keep up to date with upcoming live shows, contests, and other special events, follow us at The Crit Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. For even more weekly content, join us at patreon.com/thecritShow.